Shuffle for one more second. Hi, Queen. Hello, hello. Hey, we need to figure out a day to do our little Instagram live. Once I'm done with this, I can DM you. And we'll figure something out. Alright. So, good morning, everyone. For those of you who are watching now or watching later, my name is Maddie, TheTarotGaymer. And every Sunday, I like to do an all signs reading for the week. We're going to start with Aries, and we're going to go all the way to Pisces. So without further ado, let's get started. Aries. Aries, your card today is the King of Wands. You are very much in your element this week. Keep up the good work. Keep up your confidence. Keep up your passions. And everything will fall into place for you. Aries are very sexy. They're very much a leader. And they're also very strong-willed. So this card really resembles the best traits of Aries, whether you're an Aries man, Aries woman, or if you don't identify on the gender binary as well. This is all about leadership. This is about confidence. This is about a very masculine day kind of energy. All right? So for my Aries, keep doing what you're doing. Not too much more, not too much less, okay? So that's for my Aries. Taurus. Taurus, you have the 8 of Swords. I'm a Taurus, so I can tell that this is already going to be a week. Taurus is 8 of Swords. You're very much in your head this week. A lot of things may not go your way or may not seem like that it's going your way. So take a step to take a chance to step back and reflect on the experience that you have and stop worrying about all of these negative feelings. See how the swords are all pointing down into the ground? That means that you're going in the exact wrong direction. It should be pointed up for truth and righteousness, not pointing down. So Taurus, you're going to be very in your head this week. You're going to be very insecure, and you're not going to have the best time, but remember that, sorry, I don't know what that was. Just remember that it's all self-inflicted. It's all in your own head. So try to break free from that this week. That doesn't mean you have to ignore what's going on, but just know that it's all self-inflicted, okay? So that's for my Tauruses. Gemini. Gemini, you have the King of Pentacles. This is kind of like the opposite of Aries. You're not so much in your element, but you still feel good. Take that energy that you're feeling. It may be a little different. You may be out of your comfort zone a little bit with all this earth energy going on. But we all need to be grounded a little bit more. You know what I mean? And not because you got in trouble, but because you're way out there thinking. And you're way out there wondering. Time to reel in this week and kind of focus on what you have and be comfortable in a more rigid, kind of realistic situation. Okay, so that's for my Geminis. Stay grounded and stay humble. Cancers, we have the King of Swords. Girl, we got a lot of kings here. So for my Cancers, you know what is right. You know how others close to you are feeling. That doesn't mean that you can just share how you're feeling about that situation. What you need to do is learn how to communicate your feelings towards other people. Whether or not those are good or bad feelings, sometimes as a Cancer, you can get very emotional. You get very involved. You can get very emotional bias. So make sure that when you're communicating to somebody this week, that you have their best interest in mind, because it's not always about how you're feeling, it's about how you can express how you're feeling. You know what I mean? So that's for my Cancers this week. Leo, you have the 9 of Wands. So you have all of these passionate things that you're really excited and looking forward to this week, but you're also really, really nervous. And that's okay. It's good to stay a little bit humble. It's okay to dim your fire down a little bit, because you're going into a new experience. And when Leos go into new experiences, they lose that sense of pride, they lose that sense of confidence, and they lose that sense of, like, I know everything. So for Leos this week, you can still be confident, but be confident in a realistic sense. Know your strengths and harness that energy, but don't let your weaknesses get exploited. Instead, ask for help. Look things up. Just because you're alone in a situation that you're unfamiliar with doesn't mean that people aren't going to help you, and it doesn't mean that there aren't resources out there for you. So that's for my Leos. Okay. After Leo, we have Virgo. Virgo, your card is the 7 of Pentacles. Virgos are very meticulous, and they are very, like, routine and orderly, but they also get excited about this earth energy. So you've put in the hard work so far. You've created something tangible that you can look at. And now you're at this point where it's like, okay, now what? And that's fine. You spend all this time looking at details and trying to fix things, and once it's completely done, you feel lost, and you feel like a sense of you have to keep going back and keep checking. This is a good sign to say, take a pause this week, figure out what you want to do next. Figure out a plan, figure out a routine, and really try to have fun with it. Don't worry about the small little details in the beginning. That's what you do afterwards. This is the time to start something fun and exciting. For my Virgos. 7 of Pentacles for my Virgos. Okay. Libra, you have the Fool. A new journey is beginning for you. Libras are very much about righteousness and justice and equality and fairness and balancing. So this experience for you might start out tilted or leaning one way or another, but that's okay because you're getting context for the situation, right? So as the Fool for my Libras, you're not acting like a fool, but this is very much you going into a new situation. Hi, Finn. How are you? So it's a little scary for Libras because they have to justify everything. They have to balance everything. They have to figure things out. But this is the time to really start having a little bit of fun and being a little vulnerable. Not everything is going to be balanced out perfectly this week, but that's okay because you will get to that point eventually. But for now, use your experience, have a little fun, do a little dance. You know what I mean? So that's for my Virgos. I'm sorry, not for my Virgos. Oh, that's for my Libras. I don't know why I have Virgo stuck in my head. Probably because the moon was in Virgo and it's been throwing me off. So now we have Scorpio. Scorpio, you have the 2 of Pentacles. This is an interesting card for Scorpios. Usually they know what they want and they go get it. But for you, Scorpio, this week, you're having a little bit of conflict. You're trying to figure out where or what you're trying to do, and they're both pretty equal. And that's fine. You know, you're allowed to think and reflect and contemplate on what you want to do, because Scorpios don't really make rash decisions. They usually think about it. Just remember don't get stuck trying to figure things out. You know, there's going to be a point where you kind of just have to take the plunge and you have to go with something. So if you feel like you haven't been able to decide on stuff, if you've been very indecisive, you gotta reel it in, and you gotta be like, okay, what makes the most sense from both a realistic standpoint and an emotional standpoint. So that's for my Scorpios, okay? That's what you gotta do this week. Sagittarius, you have the 7 of Wands. We've gotten a lot of patterns this week, so I hope this week is going to be a little predictable. But for my Sages, you have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is very much about conflict. It could be conflict with your peers, it could be conflict with your family, your coworkers, could be internal conflict. And all these little staffs represent insecurities. Sagittariuses are very bold, and they like to go out and they like to cause a little trouble. They like to shake things up, kind of like Capricorns. But they do it from a passionate standpoint. They believe in what they're doing. They want to express that fire somehow. But you're going to see a lot of conflict within yourself and with others. So try to lay low for this week, Sagittarius. I know that's a little hard. But remember, we're starting a new month. Things are starting to get a little bit better. So you don't need all of this stress that's going to just keep fueling those insecurities. Lay low for a little bit, figure out what you want to do, and really process how you're feeling and what you're going through. Yeah, we got a lot of confidence, a lot of grounding, and a lot of conflict this week. So y'all are in for it. Okay, so that was Sag. Now we have Caps. Sorry, I'm really tired this morning, so I'm trying to make sure I get all the signs right. Capricorns, you have the 8 of Wands. You might have been feeling some kind of way previously, maybe last week or sometime this month, and you may have said or done something that you don't necessarily stand by right now. The bad news is that you've already done it, you've already said it. You can't take it back. As much as you wish you could, it ain't gonna happen. And the impact of what you've said and done, the damage is already there. And the impact is very strong. So your goal for this week is to reflect. Figure out why you said that. What caused that that communication to go awry? Why do you think you said what you said in that moment when you could have not engaged with that energy and instead just sat back and thought about what you were saying before you did it? Because let me tell you why. Capricorns are little devils, and they like to poke the bear, and they like to cause a little trouble and a little mischief. Well, you did that, and now you have to deal with the consequences. That doesn't mean that what you did won't be rectified and that you can't fix it, because you can. But just make sure your intentions are pure, and make sure that you've given enough time for this situation to heal. All right? So, Caps, you're in a little bit of hot water this week, but you can make it right. Aquarius, you have the 6 of Pentacles. A lot of earth energy. We haven't gotten, any water energy. So that's a little crazy. But Aquarius, you have the 6 of Pentacles. This is about sharing. This is all about giving. You feel like what you do is right all the time, and that can sometimes create a very selfish narrative. Instead of worrying about what you think and what you know and how you communicate, try to share that wisdom and experience with other people. And you can do that by communicating very clearly, which is what you're good at. So, as an example, let's say this week somebody is frustrated and they're not communicating well to you. You can express that, hey, I know you're upset, but let's talk like adults. Let's communicate well so we can figure out this problem. Reaching out to people and helping people doesn't have to be material, like this card kind of says. If you're able to, obviously you should, and you should donate to Black Lives Matter, you should donate to the Trans Lifeline, you should donate to all these amazing causes. But if you are not in a good financial situation right now, you can give your time and your energy and your wisdom to other people, and some people might value that. Be careful with who you share it with, because you need to find somebody that will appreciate what you have to offer. Don't go up to random people and just be like, here's what I think you should do, because that's not what this card is saying. This card is saying help people that need to be helped in the context that you are helpful in. If that doesn't make sense, just wait till this week and you'll see what I mean, okay? Last but not least, Pisces. My fiancé is a double Pisces. Pisces, you have the 8 of Pentacles. So we have so much earth energy going on. This is going to be a very grounded week. Pisces, 8 of Pentacles. Your hard work is paying off. People are seeing what you're doing, and they know that you're not just doing it to do it. You're doing it because you believe in it. You're doing it because you enjoy doing it. You're doing it because you see the potential in doing it and how it affects others. So this is a really great card for you, Pisces. The work that you've been putting in is paying off and being seen. That is valid. So if you start thinking that your work is for nothing and it doesn't matter, just think back to any time where people have recognized your work, and that will inspire you to keep going. That will inspire you and motivate you to keep working hard, because Pisces are big dreamers. They know if they can do a good job. Happy birthday to my fiance. Thank you. It was a few days ago, but yes, he turned 38 and he was going through it. But that's okay, because this card is really great for people like him. Your hard work is paying off. People are seeing that. Keep going. You got this, girl. You got this. So, that is the weekly reading for this week. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the reading you've received, or if y'all just need someone to talk to, you can always reach out to me. I usually try to respond within a reasonable time. And I appreciate any constructive criticism that you guys may have, any notes, any comments. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you all next week when we do another live reading. Thank you guys so much.